Today's topic is awkwardness. I have about 4 minutes before I watch Tropic Thunder. But anyways, there's this one kid named blank J blank all. It's obvious who I'm talking about. And I know you're watching this video, and let me tell you this before you try. Hit me in the back of the head. I'm kidding. I make fun of myself. Twitch. See, I make fun of myself. So there. Now that I did Twitch. There. I make fun of myself. So there. Now I can make fun of you, Andrew Mole. Well, I mean, he's like, nice dude, but he's awkward. And he like hits you in the back of the head, like cheap shot, all the time. You're washing your hands. I love today washing my hands so I don't get MRSA again, so I don't get infected or get like AIDS somehow. Who knows all those diseases that go on in this, and he comes up behind you, right in your spine, and he goes, ah! You turn around and go, that felt really nice, thanks for cracking my back. He's like, and you see him, he's crying, he's like, you're like, what's the matter? He goes, I broke my knuckle. You're like, how? He goes, I punched you when you weren't looking. You're like, that's what you get for cheap shotting people. God doesn't like wimps. God is cool. He doesn't like people who cheap shot people like little wimps. And he's crying, he's like, my finger, I need a doctor. And his finger looks like that. For it stays like that. And he's all crying, he's like, I hate you. He hits you again, breaks his other hand, he's like, ah! He's all screaming, and he starts making an Elmo sound, going, doing a stupid Elmo sound. He seriously does that. And he's like, ah! He's all like hurting his hands and stuff, and you're like, he's like, are you laughing at me, bitch? And you're like, he goes, fool, sucker, fool. You're like, you're acting like Mr. T. He's like, bring it on. Ow, my hand. You're like, you suck. He's like, bitch. And you're like, stop acting like Mr. T. He's okay. Mr. T's black. You're Indian. You can't act black. I mean, you're an Indian acting black. That's basically like me, white, half nerdish, half coolish guy, acting Chinese. Seriously, I'm not gonna act Chinese, so you can't act black. And he's all like, fool, because he doesn't get the concept. You're like, so then I try to tell him. I spend like 6 minutes telling him, don't cheap shot people. It's the most wimpy thing ever. I'm gonna be in the Marines like 4 years from now, so you better not be cheap shotting someone who's gonna get a gun. And he's all like, and he's all proud of it. You're like, why are you flipping proud of hitting someone in the back? That is the most cowardly thing you do. That's so dishonorable. And he's all like, you're not a Marine yet. And then I'm like, yeah, it's dishonorable to anyone. I mean, if you hit someone in the back and they're not looking, that is just gay. Man, that's worse than hitting someone in the balls when they're laughing. They're all like, ha, sticking out right in front of you, and you can just go, boosh. But when they're turned around, seriously, dude, give them at least one chance to dodge it. And he's all like, I'm gonna cheap shot you, ah. Then, 2 minutes later, I'm like, he goes, I'm like, did a bug just sting me or something? Keep walking. La 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 la. Do 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 do. Where's the freaking bug keeps stinging me? Keep walking. Dee dee dee. Don't bees die after they sting you once. And you're walking along, just like trying to swat the bugs away. You turn around, and of course, it's him there, all skinny, making an Elmo sound. You're like, what the f is your problem?